Okay, so
Yo, dead serious though. When we rolled up here,
don't say
car,
dead. Dude, you can't say dead at a for it.
Once upon a time, Logan Paul ruled the internet. His rise on Vine was explosive. He was the master of viral fame. Sure, some thought he was annoying, but nobody could deny his insane hustle. The guy uploaded over 500 daily vlogs without missing a beat. That kind of grind built him an army of fans who worshipped every move he made. But then came the day that changed everything. The day he went too far and no one could laugh it off anymore. That day would go down in infamy. The Japan forest vlog. It didn't just go viral, it imploded his career. Overnight, fans turned their backs, brands cut ties, and even YouTube distanced itself from him. His empire started crumbling right before everyone's eyes. And just like he always does, Logan tried to fix it with one of his classic apology videos.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
But this time, the mask slipped. People saw through the jokes and the hype. They saw a guy obsessed with fame and attention, desperate for clicks and cash. Sure, he worked hard to rebuild his image, jumping into WWE, boxing legends like Floyd Mayweather, and launching his own drink brand, Prime. But his ego, it just kept growing. Between the messy scandals, shady business deals, and his constant refusal to admit fault, Logan's name became a symbol of arrogance and greed.
Good morning, Logan. What's up? This could be the biggest day of 2017. That's not a joke.
Now, every time he takes a loss, the internet celebrates like it's a national event. Even his family can't escape the fallout anymore. It really makes you think, how can someone who has everything still lack the one thing money can't buy? Real, genuine support. Every time Logan Paul has to drop another apology, it's like déjà vu. Each new "I'm sorry" just reminds the world that deep down, he hasn't really changed at all. He only seems to feel bad once he's caught and needs to save his image again. Back in the day though, Logan wasn't just another guy chasing clout. He was the culture. He helped shape the entire YouTube era we know now. When Logan was at his peak, his daily vlogs were pure chaos. A non-stop circus of stunts, drama, and outrageous moments. The camera never stopped rolling, no matter if it was pouring rain or blazing heat. Every single day had to top the last one. Bigger, wilder, crazier. One day, he dumped 3,000 pounds of dry ice into a swimming pool, turning it into a smoky, bubbling science experiment gone wild. Then another time, he brought 60,000 pounds of artificial snow to Los Angeles just to make it snow in the middle of sunny California. As if that wasn't enough, the next day he built an igloo out of fake snow and actually lived inside it. But maybe his most unhinged vlog of all? He hosted a kissing contest with a monkey. Yeah, you heard that right. That's the level of absurd Logan had reached. Pure shock value every single day. Sure, people called him annoying, loud, and desperate for attention. His antics made plenty roll their eyes, but even his haters couldn't deny one thing. Logan's work ethic was next level. His daily vlog streak went over 500 days straight, pulling in over 10 million fans who proudly called themselves part of the Logang. Back then, Logan Paul was actually seen as the better brother. Compared to Jake, who was constantly surrounded by drama, Logan seemed like the more tolerable one. Still wild, but not out of control. But that image didn't last long. His next big stunt went way too far and completely flipped how both fans and outsiders saw him.
Was a jackass. So I wasn't really surprised by the fact that once Logan Paul found a that he acted like a jackass.
It was the end of 2017 when Logan launched his Tokyo Adventures series, a flashy travel vlog where he and his crew planned to explore Japan. The first few episodes were classic Logan chaos, loud, goofy, and packed with over-the-top antics. But for him, it still wasn't enough. He wanted to top himself yet again, to create something even crazier than before. That's when everything spiraled.
Freak. Do you know that? Do you know how empty you are inside?
In part 3 of the series, wearing his bright neon green hat, Logan decided to visit a forest in Japan known as Aokigahara, often referred to as the Suicide Forest. The plan? To go ghost hunting, maybe camp overnight, and film it all for entertainment.
So we're in Tokyo, Japan, right? I figured this was the perfect time to do it because if you look to my right, Logang, I give you the Aokigahara Forest. Ooh. No, don't make fun of it, Brandon. This is a big deal. Why? Because this forest is also known as the Sea of Trees, also known as the Japanese Suicide Forest.
But once the group entered the woods and decided to wander off the main path, things took a shocking and disturbing turn. As they moved deeper into the forest, the mood shifted. The laughs faded. Suddenly, the group stumbled upon something no one expected. The body of a man who had taken his own life. It was real, raw, and horrifying. In that moment, the energy changed completely.
What's going through my mind? This is the first for me. It's definitely a first for me. This literally probably just happened. Yes, Sushi, you call the police?
And what Logan did next would become one of the most infamous moments in internet history.
Allegedly, this place is haunted. Well, I hope not, because we're spending the night there. That's our canopy.
Instead of stopping the camera and walking away, Logan and his crew treated the moment like just another viral opportunity. They kept filming, showing the man's body on camera, only blurring the face, and uploaded it for millions of mostly young viewers to see. It was shocking, careless, and completely tone-deaf. Some even pointed out later that the group seemed almost too eager to go off the main path, like they were hoping to find something extreme for the vlog. The wildest part? Logan saying, "Guys, this was supposed to be a happy vlog. I can't believe this," as he stood in the middle of that forest with his camera still rolling. At first, he tried to act heartbroken, but just a few minutes later, he was cracking jokes again, as if nothing had happened.
Hey, I really hate to say this. I think there's someone there. I'm not even f***ing kidding. Do you see it? This isn't a f***ing joke, guys.
Logan was known for always trying to do what no one else on YouTube had done before, and this time, he definitely did that, but for all the wrong reasons. And get this, since it was part of his daily vlog series, the very next day, he uploaded another Tokyo video, this time dressed up as Pikachu, running through the streets pretending to catch Pokemon. It felt like he hadn't learned a thing. Throughout the whole series, Logan's behavior showed zero respect for Japan's culture or traditions. He disrespected locals, made a mockery of their customs, and treated everything like a joke for the camera. When people outside his fanbase started seeing those clips, the backlash was immediate and massive. The internet exploded with anger. Creators, celebrities, and regular viewers all called him out. Even those who had supported him were confused and embarrassed, wondering how he could think uploading something like that was okay.
I think that it was a completely disgusting thing to do. That the lack of humanity that was shown in that video.
A few younger fans tried to defend him, but the damage was already done. 2 days later, Logan finally uploaded a video titled "So Sorry," trying to make amends. It's still up today, with over 60 million views, standing as one of the most infamous apologies in YouTube history. When Logan finally dropped his apology video, things somehow got even worse. Instead of winning people back, the world saw right through it. Viewers noticed that his tone felt robotic. No real emotion, no tears, just a guy who looked more upset about being caught than genuinely sorry for what he'd done. It didn't sound like remorse, it sounded like damage control. Logan tried to claim that the video wasn't about views, saying he only wanted to push boundaries. But everyone knew better. His entire brand had always been built on shock value and viral moments. So instead of fixing things, that apology only made the situation worse.
I never thought I'd be saying this on a video, but the kid has went into a forest in Japan, took a camera crew in there with him. Lo and behold, forest, finds a fucking dead. Now at this point, when you do that, say, this is a serious moment in my life, I found it dead. Put everything down, turn the cameras off, don't put any of the footage out, you go back, tell someone about it, then probably go back to your hotel room. But no, didn't take that approach.
Dragging his reputation down to a whole new low. And the fallout didn't stop there. His editor got caught in the storm too. People began to question how anyone on his team could have thought posting that video was okay. The backlash grew as viewers pointed out all the chances they had to stop it. The cameraman could have turned off the camera, the editor could have refused to upload it, the managers or legal team could have pulled it before it went public.
That I don't think, again, many people realize. So you publicly got destroyed online when all of that went down. But you had the privilege of, since you're a very valuable person to a lot of people stayed with you. For me, a humble little editor like me, who hasn't really got that much value in staying friends, I lost everything.
Even YouTube could have kept it off the trending page, but nobody did. It sat there, gaining millions of views until the outrage exploded. Everyone involved seemed blinded by money and attention. By then, the public had made up its mind. Logan wasn't sorry for what he did, he was just sorry he got caught. And they were right, because only a month after the scandal, instead of lying low and reflecting, he uploaded another video, this time shocking the internet again. In the vlog, Logan tased 2 dead rats on his balcony, and then took a live koi fish out of the water, pretending to give it CPR. It was outrageous, tone-deaf, and showed he hadn't learned a single lesson. At a time when he should have been carefully rebuilding trust, Logan proved he still saw everything as content. So, YouTube stepped in. They temporarily demonetized all his channels. Other big creators like Jacksepticeye and DanTDM publicly supported the move, saying it was long overdue. But here's the wild twist. Logan's behavior didn't just hurt his own career, it sent shockwaves through the entire platform. His actions helped spark one of YouTube's darkest eras, the apocalypse, a massive crackdown that changed how creators could earn money, all because one influencer couldn't control his need for attention. Before the chaos, Logan Paul's vlogs were goldmines for advertisers. Every brand wanted a piece of his spotlight, fighting to have their products featured in his videos. But once the scandal hit, everything changed overnight. Suddenly, companies realized how risky it was to have their ads running beside unpredictable content, especially on channels that could turn controversial in an instant. Logan's mistakes didn't just expose his own recklessness, they exposed the darker side of YouTube itself. His actions pulled attention to just how wild and unfiltered the platform had become. And to make things even worse, there was already another controversy brewing just 2 months before Logan's infamous forest video. That one involved another major creator, PewDiePie, who, during a live stream of PUBG, let out a racial slur in frustration. The two massive scandals collided at the worst possible time, flooding headlines everywhere and forcing YouTube to react hard. The platform rolled out strict new monetization rules that made it way tougher for creators to make money. Thousands of smaller YouTubers suddenly saw their income drop, and they were furious. All of it tied back to Logan Paul's reckless choices and endless thirst for attention. By now, he'd lost the respect of not just viewers, but his own peers. Even creators who didn't care much about him before now had reasons to despise him. His greed had literally hurt their wallets. A reputation hit that big should have been career-ending. But somehow Logan wasn't ready to give up. Instead, he came up with a wild strategy to bury every scandal under a bigger story. And right on cue, 2018 brought him the perfect distraction: the rise of YouTuber boxing. After KSI defeated fellow creator Joe Weller in a public match, KSI called out Logan live on stage, challenging him to a fight that would change online entertainment forever. Despite being at his lowest point, Logan accepted. He leaned into the controversy and used his infamous name to sell tickets. And it worked. Their first match ended in a controversial draw, leaving fans debating for months. The rematch came later, and though KSI won by a narrow margin, both fighters walked away with massive paydays and global attention. More importantly, both fights completely sold out arenas and drew in millions of viewers around the world. Logan may have been hated, but he proved one thing: he could still turn any downfall into a headline event. By the end of Logan's second match with KSI, something wild had happened. The two had gone from bitter enemies to unexpected business allies. After all the hype, trash talk, and punches thrown, both had gained so much that staying mad just didn't make sense anymore. In the world of influencer boxing, wins and losses didn't matter. What really counted was how many people were willing to pay to see you fight again. And thanks to all the noise from his feud with KSI, Logan's name was hotter than ever. In 2021, he managed to land a fight against none other than Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest boxers of all time. Millions tuned in to see a YouTuber go head-to-head with a living legend. And against all odds, Logan survived 8 full rounds. He proved he could hold his own, even against a pro. The fight didn't just boost his image, it shifted the whole narrative. People weren't talking about the forest incident anymore, they were talking about his next big move. Even some longtime haters started to change their tune. One fan even said, "I hated the Paul brothers at first. I still hate Jake Paul, LOL. But Logan Paul has completely earned my respect." Whether you liked him or not, you had to admit, his dedication, training, and grind were real. Before long, Logan had reinvented himself into the YouTube boxing guy, turning controversy into cash and setbacks into stepping stones. But his next move would blow everything else away. In an unbelievable twist, the same guy who once threw punches at him, KSI, became his business partner. In 2022, the two launched Prime, a sports drink that instantly became a global sensation.
Prime's fucking everywhere. KSI and him are shoving it down your goddamn throat, and you better like it because it is the top quality, tip-top shit. And, you know, they're killing it. They're smoking Gatorade, they're smoking Element, they're smoking Liquid IV. Like, Who's who in the game, bro? It's just Prime.
Prime didn't just sell well, it dominated. Shelves were cleared out everywhere, fans were fighting to get a bottle, and the brand broke sales records left and right. By the end of 2022, Prime had officially hit billion-dollar company status, making their comeback story one of the biggest in influencer history.
Recommend that their child drink this for lunch.
Logan wasn't done yet, though. He signed a multi-year deal with the WWE, stepping into a whole new world of fans, many of whom had no idea about his controversial past. With every new success, Logan buried his old scandals deeper and deeper, stacking achievement after achievement to reshape his image. But while his reputation was recovering fast, Logan wasn't just thinking about fame anymore. He wanted empire-level success. That's when he revealed his next big idea, a project called CryptoZoo.
CryptoZoo is a blockchain project that I created about a year and a half ago. So you buy these eggs on the blockchain and you can hatch them into what are called base animals. And then you can breed your base animals with each other to create fun-looking viral hybrid offspring that have a rarity scale. When you hatch a rare animal and you breed it with another rare animal and it yields a rare hybrid animal, that animal then yields and collects a token the longer you hold it. Then when you release it into the wild, you accrue your yield.
It was pitched as a fun crypto-based game where fans could earn and collect virtual creatures, and according to Logan, everyone would win. He'd make money, and so would his loyal supporters. It sounded like another genius move. But soon, it would prove to be the biggest test of his so-called redemption yet. When Logan first started hyping up his new NFT project in 2021, CryptoZoo sounded like the next big revolution. He described it as a fun, interactive game where fans could earn real money while collecting digital creatures. A play-to-earn dream that sounded too good to be true. Excitement exploded instantly, and within days, millions of dollars poured in from followers desperate to strike it rich with Logan's latest idea. But after the massive launch, everything went silent. There was no game, no updates, nothing. Investors who thought they'd join the next crypto success story were left staring at an empty Discord server filled with frustration and anger. Logan had completely vanished from the project. Then, things got even darker. Evidence started surfacing that behind the scenes, Logan and his team had allegedly made some slick stealth trades. Basically, they bought their own tokens before CryptoZoo officially launched, and then dumped them when the hype sent the price skyrocketing. They cashed out fast while everyone else was left holding worthless coins. Before the launch, Logan had only mentioned CryptoZoo a few times, so when it failed, most of the public had no clue what it even was. But the few who did invest were furious. And for months, Logan acted like the project never existed. It was later revealed that in the official CryptoZoo Discord, he had only ever posted 2 short messages.
It's all just the same thing, just rewrapped into different skins, and you hope there's enough hype and a community around to build value in your project, right? I think there needs to be a fresh take, and this project that I have is that fresh take. September 1st, CryptoZoo.co. I'm gonna tease it. That's all I'm gonna say about it now.
That was it. Then he quietly moved on to a new project without addressing or refunding a single investor. Fans tried to convince themselves that maybe Logan was working on improvements behind the scenes, that he'd come back with something big. But then, a new clip surfaced online showing him casually brushing off CryptoZoo like it was nothing. At that moment, every remaining bit of hope vanished. Investors realized they weren't waiting on a comeback.
Recommend
They'd
that
been
their
scammed.
child drink this
Logan's
for
lucky
lunch.
streak of rebranding finally hit a wall in 2023 when YouTuber investigator CoffeeZilla dropped a 3-part documentary that completely blew the lid off the entire CryptoZoo mess. In his videos, CoffeeZilla gave a voice to dozens of Logan's fans who lost huge sums of money investing in what turned out to be a broken and abandoned project. He didn't stop there. CoffeeZilla went deep, exposing exactly how Logan's team had manipulated their followers, made empty promises, and profited off the hype. Through leaked messages, he revealed what the people behind the scenes were really saying during the secret launch and eventual collapse. And it wasn't pretty. According to those leaks, Logan wasn't even focused on fixing the mess. Instead, he claimed that his own business partner, a guy named Jake the Crypto King, had stolen money from him before he could scam his own audience. It was chaos, a web of lies, finger-pointing, and greed that showed the ugly truth behind Logan Paul's so-called entrepreneurial genius. By this point, the internet had seen enough. The same man who'd rebuilt his image and turned himself into a redemption story had once again fallen into scandal. And this time, it wasn't just his reputation on the line, it was real people's money. When CoffeeZilla's investigation dropped, it became clear why Logan Paul had gone completely silent about CryptoZoo. He knew the truth was bad. But instead of coming clean, Logan decided to fight back the only way he knew how, by talking his way out of it. In a now-deleted response video, Logan tried to turn the tables on CoffeeZilla, calling him a clout chaser and even labeling him a criminal. But instead of addressing the piles of receipts and angry investors demanding answers, Logan nitpicked minor details, focusing on tiny mistakes in the investigation rather than the massive scam itself. He claimed that Coffee had gotten some facts wrong and that calling CryptoZoo a scam wasn't fair, even though the evidence was stacked sky high against him. Logan then shifted the blame onto the very people he had hired. He said the real con men were the developers and shady business partners behind the project, and that he himself was just another victim. According to him, he'd been blindsided and scammed out of his own money, just like the fans who invested in CryptoZoo. The wildest part? This response video dropped on January 3rd, 2023, and vanished from his channel just 4 days later. During that same week, Logan also used his impulsive podcast to keep bashing CoffeeZilla, painting him as some obsessive villain out to destroy Logan's reputation. It came off like a bad movie scene, the villain complaining that the hero exposed his secret plan. He even went as far as claiming he'd sue CoffeeZilla for defamation and insisted that he'd never scam his fans, even though his track record said otherwise. Viewers weren't buying it. One fan summed up the general mood perfectly, saying, "I can't tell if Logan thinks we're stupid or if he's so far gone that he doesn't even realize how wrong he is." After realizing that his damage control plan had completely backfired, Logan made yet another pivot. In a surprising twist, he posted a short 2-minute apology video, recorded casually on his iPhone, where he actually thanked CoffeeZilla for exposing the truth. He promised to help refund the victims who lost money and admitted that mistakes were made. This second apology was short, but miles better than his first one. It finally sounded somewhat real, like he understood just how badly he'd messed up. But by then, the cracks in his rebranding story were too deep to hide. The CryptoZoo scandal had dragged him right back into controversy, proving that no matter how many times he tried to reinvent himself, trouble always seemed to find him. And now, with sharks in the water and his image once again under fire, the world was left wondering, how many more times could Logan Paul rebuild before the internet finally stopped forgiving him? After everything Logan Paul's done, from the Tokyo forest disaster to the CryptoZoo scam, his story feels like one big roller coaster that never ends. Every time he builds himself back up, another controversy knocks him down again. And honestly, at this point, you have to wonder if he ever truly changed. Or if he just got better at cleaning up the mess afterward. Yeah, he's turned himself into a global name, with boxing matches, business deals, and billion-dollar brands. But all that success came with a heavy price. The CryptoZoo situation showed the darker side of that ambition. Real people lost real money while he stayed quiet and pretended everything was fine. It's wild how quickly he went from redemption arc to scandal 2.0. Some say Logan's just a guy who made mistakes and is still learning. Others think he's a master manipulator who will say whatever it takes to stay relevant. Personally, it feels like he's caught in his own fame trap, desperate to keep the spotlight even if it burns everything around him. And that's the real question. Can someone who's built their entire empire on controversy ever escape it? Or will Logan Paul always be chasing redemption that never really sticks? Let me know what you think. Did he truly grow up? Or is it just another performance for the cameras? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this one.